Welcome back to the movement, everybody. It doesn't get better than this, man. This right here is life, bro. Couple stogies. Look at this, is beautiful. You don't even care. You don't even smoke this shit, eh? I got Nick, the great Nick here, CEO, entrepreneur. What was it called again? Pilotceo.ai.
Pilotceo.ai. That's right.
I got my co-host, Richie Rich. He was actually the first pod I ever did, eh?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. This guy was a good friend. We met in the mall years ago, 2008. We're selling phones.
Okay.
And I used to outsell his ass. You know what I mean?
Sure. It's your podcast. We'll let you...
Is that what we're going to do now?
We'll let you have
salty, eh, Richie? Salty.
We'll let you have it.
No. The podcast is all about my boy Nick, but I got to show these off. I'm actually very happy. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. This guy's a classy man. I should have put my phone on silent right off the rip.
Right off the bat.
Talk to me, Nick.
What's going on, boys?
Good to have you, man.
Thank you. A very professional setup. Saw the sign outside.
I appreciate it.
I was like, this must be the place.
This is it, man. Welcome aboard, you know? We're trying to get to the pilot CEO level. And that's what we're trying to do. Talk to me, man. So what are we we're going to be talking about marketing, content creation, right? How you can better your business strategies. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. And at the same time, you know, Richie Rich here has been dipping and dabbling. The guy almost became a pro in building Shopify stores and stuff like that. So we're introducing an initiative that we're trying to do here. So at some point, we're going to start coaching people on how to build Shopify stores. The guy's a wizard, man. I'm just a mouthpiece. That's all I do. I just talk. I'm just a mouthpiece. But talk to me, Nick. What do you do, my friend? What do we start off?
Sir.
Main component.
Yes. So for the last couple of years, I've been doing mainly freelancing, but I've been working with a couple freelancers under me to just basically take on some projects, mainly local projects, just working with some people here in Ottawa. And I've been working for myself ever since. It's been super fun, just trying to grow the business. And
hence the entrepreneur life?
What's that?
Hence the entrepreneur life?
Yes, sir. And from there, I've just been trying to do my own thing, kind of grow my business and meet other entrepreneurs in the process. I'm just here to learn, bro. Honestly, I'm just a student of the game. I don't want to come in like I know anything. I'm just here to learn, honestly. Just here to learn from other people.
Man, we're all the same as you, brother. We're all students of life, you know?
Absolutely.
Very honest.
Yeah.
So it's Pilot CEO?
Pilotceo.ai.
How'd you come up with the name?
Honestly, just came to me, bro. I'm like Yusuf over here. I'm like a wordsmith, you know?
I love it.
I'm more of a mouthpiece. I like to be the guy on top, kind of delegating tasks, kind of being the coordinator, you could say, more so than the executor. I like to work on the business, you know, so I've been trying to build that for myself. And obviously...
First of all, were you always like that? Because I find a lot of people have a hard time transitioning from working in to on.
You know Absolutely. I mean?
Were you always like that, or is this something you had to develop?
I would say it's definitely a process, it's like anything. I would say that I've always felt like a bit of an outcast. Maybe that's just in my own mind. I don't know. But yeah, I've always wanted to transition to working on the business, working on projects, and kind of being the CEO in that sense, right? Hence the name, pilotceo.ai, right?
The CEO of your brand.
Yeah, 100%.
So is that where your passion lies?
Yeah, well, it lies in, I like building things, brother. Like, I really just like the process of working with people on projects, being a part of that process. And yeah, I mean, being the leader in that sort of environment is very rewarding as well.
Of course.
But definitely a process. I mean, you got to work in the business, I find, first. And then once you reach a certain level, then you can start to work on the business and start developing systems, that sort of thing.
But let's be honest,
levels to the game,
huge.
Right?
Setting up systems in your company is a big thing.
Absolutely.
Processes, thinking big while you're small, so that when you become big, it's just already set up.
Look at you, man.
Right? I'm a listen.
It's you, man. I'm fucking sold.
What is it? A
philanthropist? Lay it on me, bro. Lay it on me, yo. You got a contract? I'll sign it right now, man.
Philanthropist?
That's a fucking sales guy, eh? Unbelievable. Anyway, so you're putting up strategies and stuff like that together.
Yes, sir.
So right now, as an example, let's pitch your service to me. Let's say as an example, if you're talking to me, I'm trying to be a potential client.
Yes, sir.
What does your services look like for me?
So let's say that you have an online coaching business, right? And let's say you have a decent following. You already are pretty established as a online coach, but you're looking to monetize your service. A lot of people, they struggle with the monetization aspect of it. They don't want to come across as sales guys, right, on their page.
Yeah.
And they feel sometimes that pushing other affiliate products down people's throats can come across wrong, especially if they've been in the game for a long time and they've really built this organic following of people that genuinely just admired them, looked up to them for their skill set, for what they've been able to achieve.
Okay.
So what we would do is come into your online coaching business and essentially work on all of the back-end solutions that go into monetizing your personal brand and anything that any kind of business really that requires a content strategy. But I prefer to work with individuals rather than big organizations. I rather work with people just one-on-one.
Why is that?
Because I feel like it cuts out all of the bureaucracy. When there's multiple decision makers, it's hard to please everyone, right? I feel like it's better to be able to level with individuals on a one-on-one level and really put together a strategy that they would be happy with, you know? And I feel like that's best done.
Well, you being the CEO of your brand and you're talking to the CEO of their brand allows him to relate, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if he's dealing with a life coach that's got 10,000 followers, for example, right? And then he's a medium business, small medium business. It's easier for him to relate with them rather than going up to a company like Apple. We're just going to throw that out there, right?
Let's be very honest, especially when you got to go through corporate and you got to keep going through up the channels. It's just like, listen, man. Why is it taking a week to go back and forth? And it's your time too. Let's be honest. You're paying for your staff. You have a timeline for your projects.
100%.
And all that other stuff. And let's be very honest. Sometimes I realize with the bigger clients, as I deal with a lot of big organizations on the construction aspect, a lot of the times they drag their feet, but you're paying your guys on site. So listen, you're killing my labor cost here. Pick up the phone. Let's make this goddamn decision. So it makes sense that you want to go that route. So is it only small, medium-sized businesses? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm just looking to really just work with a handful of coaches. No huge corporation, not really my style. I would rather have a small team of individuals that work with me on these projects where we can collaborate very specifically with specific creators that are looking to level up in the game. And a lot of that takes place on the back end. Like a lot of them are very content oriented. They're very oriented towards their brand and the the content that they're putting out to their audience, right? Which is of course very important, but many struggle with the monetization aspect of it as well.
Explain that part to me. Why would they be so shook?
So
that sit there and be like, you know what? I want to be able to push. If you went out there and you built your name and built yourself, wasn't that the whole name of the game in the first place for being an influencer, was to be able to do that? So if I'm struggling, what's like the biggest complaints of somebody struggling? That's what I'm really curious about.
So like, let's say
if I was one of them, I'd come up to you. I want to know that answer.
So for example, let's say that there's an online coach who has a few clients. He's kind of working as a freelancer for himself, right? And he's looking to scale his business, but he doesn't know how to monetize it. There are multiple ways that you can monetize, let's say, an online fitness coaching business, right? It could be through one-on-ones. It could be through having a community. It could be through, let's say, having group calls as well, right? So they would come to us to see what would be the best way for them to achieve their goal. So let's say their goal is just to make more money per unit of input that they're putting into their system, whether it's the content and also the products that they're promoting and the services. So if they're looking to just be able to make more money, then there's multiple ways you can go about that. But if the goal is to, let's say, not only monetize that audience, but also maintain the authenticity of the brand, right? So it's not so much that they struggle with wanting to promote what they do because they're passionate about what they do, but it comes down more to their ability to sell that to their audience in a way that doesn't come across like they're just trying to pitch their products.
Makes sense.
Right?
You're in a similar position with the podcast here, right? Like if you start, all of a sudden you're advertising, buy Nike shoes and I drive a Chevy, you should be driving a Chevy. I just bought this watch, you should buy this watch. People are going to stop watching it because they follow you because they like you. But when you're genuinely going to say, listen, like I just picked up, these Nike shoes. Oh my God, they're amazing. People are going to follow that. They're going to be like, okay, if he's saying they're good, I'm going to go get them. So he helps people.
Was this a subliminal message you're bringing up Ford and Chev?
No, not at all.
Are you a Ford guy?
No, man. I work at Kia. God bless Kia are the best cars on the world.
We're gonna
right
go
now.
there,
Up until
right?
now.
We're
Up until
gonna go
now
there.
for the next 30 days.
You
If
were
I'm
at Ford
unemployed in
before.
30
Why are you
days,
lying, bro? Just say you're a
does
Ford
not
guy. Guys,
matter.
you work for Ford. Why are you calling the
me, it doesn't. You know,
What would you rather, a 150 limiter or a 1500 Denali?
Whatever people
Done
buy.
with this conversation. He's not going to say
Link
the
in the
truth.
description.
You know what?
Whatever
Please
people
hire
buy.
him, and he'll be able to help you monetize your Ford Nation
Well,
strategy.
it's important what he's saying, and he's very right because
Absolutely.
getting in. You were talking about Shopify and all that stuff. A lot of Shopify gurus are monetizing their community, and you can see the difference between the guy that's just telling you to use the software because he's getting paid versus the guy that's actually using it. And it's really funny because you'll watch a YouTube video and he'll be like, I use this software to find my products. And then 5-6 videos later, he'll be like, I use this software to find my, and you're like, dude, like 5 videos ago.
You
was
just
the other
made
one.
me
You know
sub
what I mean?
that one too.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's where
Yeah.
he kicks in. I think that's really interesting. It's really cool.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's a big part of it too, right? Like you want to maintain that authenticity in the community because like why build it otherwise, you know? Like if you're, obviously we're all here to make money, of course, right? But you have to do it in a way where I think long term, if you can build a really, really good product that people want to talk about, that they're proud to represent and be a part of, especially when it comes down to being tied to your personal brand, because ultimately it's tied to your reputation, right? You really want to make sure that product's exceptional. And by doing that, that's an iterative process, right? You have to continually seek to improve the product. And the marketing is just one element of that.
So tell us how it all started for you.
Yeah. So I was working at Chipotle,
Okay.
and
What's
this
Chipotle?
is-
Sorry. I can't say I'm new to Ottawa anymore.
Oh no,
Stop.
You never heard, bro?
Stop.
No way.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm a homebody.
Who
I
is
eat
this
Mary
guy again?
I
Brown's.
don't know, man. He lived in he was a groundhog. He was in a hole.
I need a visa to come to
I
Hunt
pulled
Club.
him
I live in
out and then
Stittsville.
found him. You know what I mean? Literally what happened.
That's crazy.
Should I go there?
No, please. No,
I would
you'll have
avoid
the, I don't know
Well,
about you guys. I get the runs. You know
By
what I
the
mean?
name, bro, I was gonna say it sounds like I pee out of my asshole if I go there.
Yeah, basically it's like a fast food place.
Okay,
right?
cool.
So a fast food chain, popular across the US and Canada.
Okay.
Anyways, I was literally working at the one in the Rideau Center.
Okay.
Iconic, right?
All right.
Working there, I was like, bro, there's got to be more than this, you know? Like
How old are you at this time?
20.
How old are you
I'm
now,
new to the
man?
game, bro. I'm 22.
I love it.
22.
Has that vigor, that fire.
I love it. Piss and vinegar. You love it.
All
Yeah.
day.
It is. It's good.
Yeah, like
man.
I don't want to come in here and think like I'm here to learn, bro. I'm new to the game. I just want to come and share my experience. But yeah, like I started, so I was working, minimum wage job, and I was flipping stuff on the side. It was kind of funny actually. So I have a interesting story.
Tell me.
So at the time, I was living with 3 roommates, my boys back in university, and we're living together, kind of dorm room style setup.
Oh, what a fucking disaster. As soon as I said dorm.
Absolute fucking disaster. Exactly right. So I'm making a bit of money and working at Chipotle, that kind of thing. But how much money can you make at Chipotle, right?
Yeah.
So working. I was also studying at the time. I was in university,
Which university?
University of Ottawa. Yeah, I know.
Good times.
Sorry,
eh?
Carleton kids.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Carlton, get out of here. It's all about Sandy Hill, you know? Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So I was kind of notorious for coming up with these random side hustles. So I was selling random stuff on like Facebook Marketplace, trying to make some extra cash. So
Gucci handbags?
No.
Were you the guy that went to Costco, bought shit on sale, and put it on Facebook Marketplace?
I wish I could say that.
I would
Honestly.
have been like, what a gangster.
So what's funny is I moved out of this dorm situation second year, and I moved in with my girl, right? And at the time, we were living, dirt cheap or whatever, but we would find all of this random stuff that people would leave in the basement when they're moving in and out. And it was like basically brand new stuff, but I would literally sell this stuff on Marketplace. I made like, I don't know, a few grand doing this. Over
That's
the course of,
blast. That's a
6
Macklemore
months.
shit. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Literally.
Love it.
Yeah, just fixed it up, whatever it was, cleaned it up, and flipped it on Marketplace. Obviously pure profit. So, I did that, and then I was like, damn. I started to look at money differently as well, right? I was like, okay, well, let's say they pay me a wage of, let's say $15 an hour. What can I do to replace that money that I would make during a day's work, right? I'm like, okay, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could sell things. But then I realized that, well, I didn't have a lot of other money at the time to invest in a business. So I was like, okay, well, I think what I'll do is get into freelancing. So I got into content creation, basically. So I literally started with my cell phone. I would just go around to businesses and, for a few $100 a month, I would do their content creation for their Instagram, social media. And so I reached out to my barber. Shout out to Mario Cuts. First barber, sponsored by Mario Cuts as well, this haircut. So, yeah, he was.
This is, hold on. This is monetizing at its finest.
This was not planned. This was not planned.
That's hilarious, man.
But so, I just started basically hustling. I was going around to local businesses, pitching my services, that kind of thing. Got a bit better at marketing, sales.
Wait. Don't move on yet. Let's talk about the B2B here.
Yeah.
How was it? How were you? Were your nerves shot the first time you walked in through it?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. A lot of people out there always talk about stuff like this, but they don't realize the balls and the nerves of steel you need to develop to go through it. So let's talk about that.
Well, that's the thing too.
First time you walked in someone's door, who was it?
First time, it would have been Mario Cuts actually. So my barbershop. So luckily, we had already known each other very well. So this is something I'd recommend to the audience as well, like young entrepreneurs who are looking to stop working at Chipotle and start making a bit of money on the side at least, is to go to people you already know, right? Go to your network, go to people you have some connection with and who have businesses. And if you don't know anyone who has a business, then, there's businesses you interact with all the time. So you can always do that. So what I did was, started with my barber because I was tight with my barber. So, I started with him.
Did you feel nervous?
At the time, no, because what I did was I noticed that there were all these signs around the university of his competitor. So this is another little piece of sauce for the audience, is like, if you can identify where their competition is trying to get an advantage on them, then you can position yourself in the middle as a point of leverage and come in and provide value to whoever it is, right? And that applies across business. But what I did was like, hey, your competitor's putting signs all over the uni. This was like, right before school was about to start. And I was like, listen, I'll put up these signs for you. I'll blow up your social media, that sort of thing. And, he went for it. So he was my first client.
Nice.
And then from there, I got some referrals, just grew it a bit, outsourced some of the editing, some freelancers, and that's kind of where I was at.
So you went in to blow up his social media. What are 3 immediate things you did to his Instagram?
So one thing is that I focused on producing high quality content. That's of course very important. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Right.
Just focus on leveling up your skill set as well as the freelancer, the entrepreneur, because the most important thing that you can do is invest in yourself and your own abilities.
100%.
Right.
So what are you recommending equipment for him to purchase and stuff like that?
Well, I was more taking the approach that I wanted to, I cared about my client. That's what it started with. It was like I just cared about the results that I was bringing him and the kind of content that I was creating for him. So again, I wasn't super skilled at the time. I was just, kind of hustling, trying to make money. But I developed the skill of, let's say amateur videography, filming, editing, that sort of thing. And I got into that, and then I was understanding marketing better.
How did you better the content though? I'm actually interested in that question, Richie.
Yeah. Well,
so what was he doing currently at that time, and what did you do different for him?
Yeah, absolutely. So he wasn't posting very much at all on his social media, so it was pretty easy to come in and prove that at least at a bare minimum. But it was really just a process of iteration, just getting better over time. So some specific things I did was improving the editing and looking at the analytics, right? So, okay, why did this hook work better than the last? Why is frameworks. It that this particular transition, let's say making the video in this way that's particularly engaging, why did that do so much better than the other videos we've made, right? So it's always about just getting started, doing the work, right? And then throughout that process, you begin to develop strategies that you can apply at a macro level to the content strategy.
Is that part of your A/B testing? Is that what part of that?
Yeah. So we provide consulting to their content strategy as well. So if they're looking to actually improve their content, because a lot of the time it comes down to the delivery. So it's not like they don't have the passion or they don't have necessarily the ability, because it's not all that difficult to make content.
Yeah.
It's really just comes down to, okay, let's say taking a script, going through it, and then working on the delivery with them one-on-one, right? So if you just read, Jerry Springer or Seinfeld is a better example.
Seinfeld, I like Seinfeld. Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer is not so scripted.
Jerry died.
Jerry. But
what?
Jerry died, bro.
Jerry died?
He died. He died with cancer.
A groundhog in a hole, bro?
No. I found that out a week ago. I was a little upset.
Shawnee boy, can you confirm this, please?
Jerry died.
No,
he's dead.
You know, my buddy was on Jerry Springer.
No,
actually, you know what? Move on from
that. No, wait. Let's interview him for a minute.
That's all about
That's
today. I swear to God, one of these days I'm gonna come up with some crazy stories. It's gonna fucking blow people's mind. I got a very interesting history. You know all about it.
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
I'm waiting for the podcast.
Yeah. We'll tell fucking blow this shit up, guys, and I'll tell you that
the
right now.
things he knows,
it's unbelievable.
make you go, why?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Shout out to Rafi, that's for sure, bro. It's all I can say for now.
Embarrassed the shit out of the guy. I love it.
Nobody knows who he is. I didn't say it last time, so he's safe. Is that true? Did he actually pass?
He died April 27th.
Fuck, it's been a while. What do you mean you found out yesterday?
I found out a week ago, man. I was a little upset.
Wow,
Him and the Queen.
I'm in the Matrix at this point, bro.
Him
Pop
and
G's
the
gonna
Queen.
fucking hate me,
Good night.
Let me ask you.
Should have been a front pager right there.
I should have. It probably was.
Springer, bro.
You know what? I'll be
Legend.
very honest with you, man. I don't even watch nothing. I watch nothing. You know what? I find the fucking news is so useless half the time.
Nobody.
Or all it does is just drive people into negativity and fear mongering. Come on, like people start talking about COVID. Listen, I'm not going to be able to change the world, bro. Let me at least better my environment right now,
Absolutely.
That's the way I'm looking at it. I ain't putting nothing on, bro,
That's what
fucking cancel me. Don't cancel me. I ain't putting on no mask. I'm fucking staying home. I'm smoking my stogies. You know what I mean? Leave me the fuck alone, bro, That's all.
Chilling in my studio. I'm doing my thing.
It's not bad though, eh?
No, that's how you got to do it, bro.
No, he did a good job.
I was trying to ventilate this place so I could smoke stogies. I'm still waiting on the fucking approval on that, man.
Yeah.
That was my thing, bro. I'm such an addict to this stuff. It's unbelievable, bro. My lungs are like a 90-year-old lungs smoking on the back of like a fucking OC Transpo exhaust bus, bro. You know what I mean? I smoke 3 heads a night, bro.
For what? For
Shisha,
hookahs?
man.
Seriously?
And then I smoke at least maybe a couple cigars a day.
I can't do that.
What an expensive
I get a headache.
Shout out to Mario Cuts. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be having all this.
Right.
So let me ask you this, let's bring it home here, especially when it comes down to that question. What's a couple advice that you would give to somebody off the bat to make better content and at least to be able to push their channel or whatever they're trying to do more?
Absolutely.
So
I'd say the best strategy you can implement is to not make your content come across like an ad, right? Think about the biggest companies in the world. How do they do their advertising? Well, they have an elaborate affiliate system, which is also really important as well. Because think about what is the power of affiliate marketing, right? It is the ability to use other people's audiences that are already warm, let's say through influencers.
Yeah.
And why are influencers so successful in that field? Well, it's because they already have rapport with the audience, right? And the audience trusts them. So that means that when the content is not coming across like an ad, it resonates a lot more with the audience.
It's relatable.
Right?
Like,
it's relatable. It's
like you're watching a
it's
film.
value additive. It's funny, right? It could be controversial to gain virality that way as well. It really just comes down to those kind of different tactics, whatever your strategy is particularly. If it's to grow, you want to focus more on controversial content, right? And there's various ways to do that. And then if you're looking to, let's say, monetize, that would be a different approach. So if you're looking to monetize, you want to add a lot of value to your audience so that you build a lot of goodwill and you get to a point where they feel indebted to you in some sense, right? Build that reciprocal relationship with your audience. If you're looking to introduce new monetization systems on the back end, this is a process that involves a lot of testing, which is what we do, right? So you want to obviously test copy, test the offer, test landing pages, just one, but make one change at a time, right? It's an iterative process. It's going to take time to really master it. And the goal should not be to have 100% increase, in 30 days. It should be like you see on social media.
Super blessed if you did.
Right. Well, yeah.
But with the reality of it,
one in a million. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, it's 100 little things that you have to dial in to make it so that it will, on the long run, convert much better.
So you also work with conversion rate optimization. And just for people that don't know what that is, it could be as simple as switching the color of your add to cart button on your store. I'm not. I am. But I'm really interested in what he's saying because I'm going through it. And I'm learning exactly what you're saying is, you put up an ad and, I always say scared money makes no money, right? So you put up an ad and it's $40 or whatever. And you're like, I burned the $40. Oh my God, I'm at $20. I got to stop everything. Yeah. To your point, it brings, everything. You got to let the data come through for people in your field to make the proper decisions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm very big on coaches, to be very honest.
Yeah, you're really getting into that lately.
You know what? It really makes a big difference. When you change up your environment, man, this is, one thing I really liked about you learned this years ago. It's crazy how sometimes you learn shit from so long ago, but you only learn to apply it in your present, but you learned it so far back in your past.
Or it makes sense now.
You know what I mean? So the thing for one of the biggest things for me is always audit your friends, and it wasn't about success, by the way. It was mainly quality of life.
Mindset.
So as an example, I'll never keep one guy around, a desperate man. I'll never keep a desperate man around me because he'll sell you for $1, right? But a guy that's an up and comer, everyone talks about this bullshit about, oh, you only got to be around millionaires and fucking zillionaires. Stop that. Stop that garbage. Stop that garbage. What about the guy that's hustling, trying to get up? What about the guy that's actually working right now? For me, my producer, what about him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing a fantastic job. Shout out to Shawnee Boy. You know what I mean? What about giving props to that guy, And having good friends around that's already, even if they're employees, everyone thinks about, oh, I only got to be around entrepreneur. But to be honest, the people that have a lot of keys to the doors are the ones that are working for somebody anyways.
Absolutely.
Right?
Definitely.
So everybody has this mindset nowadays that it's funny because I had a guy the other day who asked me, he's like, are you a millionaire? I said, why are you asking me such a stupid fucking question?
Yeah.
He's like, I only befriend millionaires. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. What are you talking about? You don't have to know bro, the bank account is in here and who I am, bro. Don't worry about what's actually in my bank. It's none of your fucking concern,
Absolutely.
That's the way I looked at it. But to relate it back to what I was saying about coaches and stuff like that, a lot of people I find either are too scared. There's one thing about going and doing the DIY shit, right? And let's be honest, when you hired that coach, and you went from 0 to hero in Shopify, how much of a fucking difference did it really make?
Oh my God.
From watching the free courses and actually paying a fucking coach to be there with you.
And then, like you said, right, knowing the proper people that are authentic. So I have a lot of respect for what you do because I'm going through it, and knowing what you're doing can make you a lot of money, and being authentic and real about it.
Yeah.
Everybody claims to be a coach today.
Yeah, everybody.
What do you have to back it up?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely, bro. Yeah.
It has to be. A lot of people are not proven. Even like as an example, you know what? Like if right now, let's just say, okay, if you were to do a promo video and you're big podcaster and stuff like that, and then you'd go and show the house in Manitic, and then you go show my Denali and all the other stuff that I have, and you'd be like, yo, this guy's doing it. He's successful. But it could be a whole lot of bullshit nowadays because a lot of people, what do?
No, they're right.
I never even knew. It was nuts when I found this out. You can literally go and rent like time to go and take pictures on a jet and shit.
Oh, 100%.
And make it look like I didn't know this stuff. I was like, you a groundhog in the fucking ground, bro.
100%, man.
The best conversations I had was a fucking shisha hose in my mouth in my basement.
Okay, I just want to say this. If you really think that he didn't know, I don't know. Buddy, you know everything.
Well, you gotta expose me this quick, bro. This early on in the fucking pod.
I'm interested in one thing. I want to know So I want to know, what is your goal in 5 years? Where do you see your company being in the next 5 years?
Talk to us, Nicky Glasses.
Yes, sir. So I would love to scale it to a point where I'm comfortable. To be honest, I'm not one of those guys that wants to build the next Amazon. It's not my style. I would rather have a lean online business that runs efficiently with a small team of winners, of killers that I pick and that I properly vet, and work with individuals that I really believe in, that I want to be. It's almost like you become a shareholder in their success, right? When you're able to work with them on such a personal, individual level.
So you want to bring quality to the table.
Absolutely. And I want to be able to, in the process of working with these select individuals, I want to be able to invest in them, right? Because I don't need the whole pie to myself. I would rather invest in the people that I believe have the ability to get to the next level and that believe in themselves, and just take it from there, bro. Honestly, like I want to, keep the team relatively small, but just keep improving the product, because ultimately, yeah.
You know what? This is the difference. People don't realize that the generation, you said you're 22. This generation coming up is not greedy. And that's honestly, they're not greedy. And it's important to know, because like when you're talking about, organically growing your following, you know what I mean? Like giving good value, the generation that's coming up on YouTube, content creators or influencers, they're not greedy. They want to give good value. Kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
Because, like in my generation, honestly, my generation is dealing with the older generation that's running our businesses. It's all about the dollars, man. It's all about KPIs. What's at the bottom line? What's the bottom line, Yeah. And you're like, it's not, where's the work-life balance? Where's the authenticity?
Right.
Speaking 3 languages, I can fuck that up.
You know why I find that's a very difficult thing? This is work-life balance, finding that. But I say in the end of the day, if you truly enjoy what you do, keep doing it. I'm not monetized here at all right now. I personally I purely enjoy doing a podcast, getting to know people, picking their brains, whether I know the answer or don't know the answer. You know what I mean? I want to be able to, at least if you have a great thing to say, I want people to hear it. That's why I'm asking. What was when he asked you the first 3 things are you able to provide for our buddy Mario? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was it that you did? Better content, consistency. Talk about that, right?
Yep.
Like as an example, I'm very big on one of the biggest things I tell my clients. It's funny enough because I have a marketing agency called Monarchy Consulting.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that. Nice.
It's okay. I'm not here to promote myself. I want to hear about you guys. But one of the biggest things for me is something as simple as a friggin' Rode wireless Go mic. Have a better mic, so when you're actually talking to the video, it sounds a lot better, because audio is it's much more captivating than the actual video, right? So
yeah,
that's why I love these kind of questions, because it's just informative to these people,
And it's funny because the attention span has become this big because of TikTok.
It's nuts. Everyone's like a squirrel, even me.
So right? That it takes 2 seconds. You got to get them 2 seconds or they're done. So it's interesting because I'm actually reading a book about telling your brand. It's called a story brand, like how to tell your story brand, or your brand story, whatever. Fuck. But point is,
that's the worst promo. I've
shut
ever
up.
done.
Okay. Yes. At least I've got it on
don't
my
even
phone.
monetize that shit.
Can I look at
It's
it?
garbage.
Can I look at it on my phone? Because I really want to say the right book. It's a really good book, and I really suggest
At this point, nobody
all
even
you
read them,
youngins.
you know what I mean? Just go listen to Natural English.
Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller.
Donald Miller.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell that guy
Jerry
is.
Springer's cousin.
But
Twice removed.
he talks about frameworks, talks about hold rates, talks about hook rates. A lot of people don't realize how much time and effort it takes to put good quality content out there. But a lot of people are good on camera. Like you're really good on camera. You've got good chemistry. You know what to say. You know how to pivot. You know how to blah. But there's a difference between a content creator and an editor.
Huge.
Two big things.
Like one of my biggest problems is, like, let's say you take a lot of photos, videos of your day to day. Doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge I'm having. Like, they say go videotape your workout. I'm so into the pump, I don't realize anything.
Okay, let's just not lie to each other. Okay, you've been paying the gym, but not necessarily going.
Yeah, here and there.
So I'd like to I think an interesting thing for the viewers would be to get to know you as a person. Now let's put your business aside. Like hit us with a hobby or two, I guess. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So to tie back to your original point as well, like about work-life balance, because it's very like, it's a kind of a controversial topic. It's either like you're one of those 5 a.m. grind bros, or you have to be like,
Trying, bro.
a complete like wagey loser, right? So I'm like, bro, I'm all about life and living the human experience. Like, I don't think that can be experienced just by sitting in a cubicle working 16 hours a day, personally, right? And that depends on the kind of person you are.
To each their own, I guess.
Right.
Literally.
And also, like, over a lifetime, if you think about it in terms of data, right? So let's say you have data from only a day of the podcast. Let's think about the views, right? So the views might fluctuate. It'll seem very extreme, right? There'll be ups and downs. But if you spread it over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you'll see that your life or your podcast has gradually grown because you've put work into improving the product, right? And I look at life the same way. It's like, you can't be looking on a day-to-day time frame for what you want to achieve, because it's gonna come across as way too inconsistent, way too volatile. Exactly. So I look at setting up my life in the same way. It's like, I want to live a life of balance, to be honest. But I understand that requires imbalance, periods of imbalance as well, right? So where you have to go all in on your business, and you don't see your friends as much, you don't enjoy your hobbies as much, you don't spend as much time doing other things outside of work, because life on a long enough time frame will balance out in the end if that's what you truly want. But you have to make sacrifices at different stages of your life in order to get there, right? So in terms of my personal hobbies now, I don't have a lot, to be honest. I really just
focused on your
Stay
business.
honest. Don't be anything but honest.
Yeah. I make content, I make videos.
But you know what? If you enjoy it, is it work?
Right. Well, that's the thing too.
You know what I mean?
And I would say also that there's a lot of ways of making money. And I think that the way you make the money is much more important than the amount of money you make, right? Kind of like what you said earlier about whether you're a millionaire or not, right? But it's like, if you can be a millionaire, but if you're working 18 hours a day and your life is shit, really, because all you do is, work yourself into the ground, your health is in poor condition, you don't have good relationships with people, you don't have any time to do anything else with your life, and you could say, okay, well, if you like all you do is work, and that's what you like to do, that's fine. But like, there are other trade-offs with that as well. Like, you're depleting your health, you're depleting your relationships, you're depleting your ability to have the time in order to level up as well in terms of your knowledge, spiritual journey of life. Right.
I agree with that. You know what? I agree with parts of that, because in the end of the day, like, I work. I don't want to call it work as per se. I enjoy what I do, and I do it every goddamn day. I enjoy being a dad. People can say that's called being work. Being here in the office, being here in the studio, being on the road, they can call that work, but I actually enjoy doing it every day. Going to seeing my clients and going to these meetings or whatever, it can sound like work, but I actually enjoy meeting different people, having great conversations. And you know what? I've actually made a lot of good friends, just in the business that I'm in now. You know what I mean? Meeting people at the dinner table. I wanted to create this segment called Kitchen Table Talks, because a lot of the stuff pre-COVID was done at the kitchen table, instead of Zoom calls. And it was very nice. You get to interact with people on a daily basis when you get home. People say taking work home. As an example, I do research.
Yeah.
Or I look into different things and strategize on how to be better. But, so I like what you just said, man, because one of my biggest things is you can never find the same person twice, even in the same person, called leveling up.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Repeat that for me one more time. You can't find the same person twice. You can never
find the same person twice, even in the same person.
MashaAllah.
By Richie Rich.
Philanthropist.
You know what I'm saying, Let me ask you this. I'm actually curious, because I've seen that, first of all, he has a pod, eh?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You've done some digging.
I've done some digging, bro. Come on, man. I'm like CIA. and you also have Natural English with Nick. When did you come up with that?
Yeah. So
like, where did this whole
these were one of my many side hustles back when I was still working at Chipotle, doing various things. And I've always wanted to start a podcast kind of like this. I found it interesting. my interests personally have shifted a lot in the last couple of years. So
As they should.
yeah, 100%. So, I've been in periods of my life where I've kind of been all over the place. But now I finally feel like I have some direction. So that's nice. But what I used to do, was I speak many languages. So I used to teach languages online. And I started a English podcast for second language English speakers a while back. And I was going at that for a while. And then just my interest gravitated over time. I was more interested in business, entrepreneurship, that kind of thing. So I kind of had to reshape my audience and my approach to
what you do
working
today.
online.
Was that one of your first monetizations?
So with that podcast, no, I didn't stick at it very long. Maybe a year or so on and off. But to be honest,
Come on, Nick. We need consistency, brother.
Absolutely. No, 100% right. But at the time, it was more of a side hustle. I was in school and, I was more interested at the time. I wasn't really interested in money. I was just interested in
It's all part of your journey.
working with people, right?
It's all part of the journey.
Well, hold on. You said you speak a bunch of languages?
Yeah, I'm interested. Man,
Wait,
you
one
went.
second. Take out of me?
It's right.
Fuck, man. Now we can't even.
Now we can't even. No, we can't even be like cut. In and out.
I still love that light though.
I love it, man. In and out.
Oh my god, that emotional. Unbelievable.
What languages do you speak?
Yeah.
بشتغل مع لبنانيين كتير.
Fuck me, man.
Okay, he can
Now
have a
this is
full
getting worse.
conversation,
God,
and he's
guys,
whiter
we can't even-
than the snow outside.
He's that guy
That would
that's gonna
throw
fuck
me
you
off.
up, bro. You know what I
That
mean?
would throw me right off, man.
The guy where you're sitting in live, shift هذيك الأبيض, and then out of nowhere he's like, yeah, أنا أبيض كيف حبيبي. What the fuck?
You know what I picture? Him
no.
selling a car and two Arabs talking to each other. Watch, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him, and he'd be like, "Get mean." Who you gonna get? Picture right now.
It's funny that actually happened to me before because they thought I was Italian because I was going by Frankie, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and literally they kept trying to tell me about these. They were talking to each other about numbers and what they were trying to jam me on. You know what I mean? And I never told them I spoke Arabic even after I delivered the vehicle. Fuck you! I'm getting my commission. I'm going home, baby. I'm going like this. You know?
Absolutely.
What other languages do you speak?
Yeah, so French, English. English is my first language. Spanish, Italian, Portuguese.
Spanish, Italian.
Yeah.
But hold on. What's fluent, by the way?
Yeah, so most fluent ones definitely would be French is my second language. My third language is actually Italian. I don't know why. I just learned it, and then I learned it to a pretty good level. Spanish I studied, so this would also maybe be useful for the audience. I never studied business. So in university, I didn't take business. I actually took international relations. So I took politics, essentially. The more I learned about politics, the more I was like, fuck this. I don't want to be in politics.
Come on, you don't want to run for fucking 2024?
Hell no, bro.
Okay, man.
25, bro. 25.
I'm leaving,
Lost
bro. I'm
all
one of the
faith.
states.
Me too.
Lost all faith in the political system. So I'm like, I'm out. I want to get into business. So was also part of the journey as well. But yeah, so as part of my program, I have to take second language and a third language as well. So I took French as the second language I had to take, and then third was Spanish. So I took Spanish as well. And then the other ones I just learned on my own. But
You ever been to Italy?
I have. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's amazing. I went a few years ago with my family.
How was the food?
It was good. I honestly wasn't as good as I was
I
expecting.
hear that all
the
the time.
expectations are really fucking high.
Va fanculo,
So-
you know?
I hear that all the time.
That's crazy. That's the first time I've ever
My
heard
wife
that.
went to Italy and she said the pizza there is garbage. No offense to all Italian people. I didn't try it, so I can't be
I'm
mad
gonna
at
get
me.
this podcast
What, like the
canceled, bro.
margarita pizzas and shit like that?
I don't know. She said the pizza was garbage.
You know what, man? Anybody watching, I'll tell you right now, my favorite fucking pizza joint, I don't give a fuck what anybody
Here
says
comes
or
the
their
plug.
mothers.
Are you monetizing this? Go ahead.
Not even, actually. Not even. Georgie's Pizza on Carling. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Try it.
Georgie's Pizza on Carling takes a fucking giant deuce on anyone else's pizza. I don't care. What anybody says. I don't want to hear, oh, I'm a Willie's guy, whatever. Great. Great pizzas. But fucking Georgie's, there's something. Bro, he has a chemistry to it. It's unbelievable.
Doji, we need
It's
a promo.
unbelievable.
You hear this?
Yeah, like Crazy Pride, I'm telling you. Ain't no
Grabbing the
promo.
cheese.
Bro, I haven't spoken to this man in forever, but I'm just saying, like, I swear to God, this guy makes the sauce in his fucking kitchen, bro, and brings it. 'cause he
Okay, I'm
doesn't
going
wanna
to
show
throw
people,
this
but
at
no
Nick
way.
It's
first.
that supreme.
I'm going to throw this at Nick first, and I'll get back to you.
Go ahead.
Where's the last place you ordered a pizza from? Go.
Fuck, I'm gonna get Domino's pizza.
I have to say,
The last place.
I have
I
to,
can't hate
I have to
on
apologize
Domino's,
for
man.
this.
What?
Sorry, Georgie.
I threw all of you under the bus.
You know what, man? I'm throwing Mario under the bus.
I'm such a bitch. I threw all of you under the bus.
I'm fucking throwing Mario under the bus. You know what? Let me ask you this. If you can give something to somebody for them to take home with them, whether it's life, quality, anything, what's like a tenet you follow in life? I hit you with a curveball.
Good one. Very good one. I think that you have to invest in yourself first. I think that's the most important thing that you have to live by, because everything else is an outgrowth of yourself, right? Whether it's your skill set, whether it's your mentality, whether it's your physicality, whatever you're working on at the time, it is all, your success will always be capped by the level at which you are at personally, right? So you have to invest in yourself, whatever that means for you. I mean, education, I think, is the most important thing, because information is power, right? And the majority of opportunities in the world come from identifying gaps in information between people, right? So for example, if you know how to create a podcast that's an absolute banger, like this one here, then you know how to attract the best guests in order, and you have an advantage in the marketplace because you're able to do that, right? So I think it comes down to being in the persistent pursuit of knowledge that will ultimately always lead to you being able to identify the best opportunities, make the best decisions for yourself, for whoever you're working for, your family, and set yourself up to achieve your goals.
I like that, man, because one of the biggest things that you learn later on in life is your mortality, right?
Yeah.
Is your mortality. Absolutely. And how about I tell you, I always thought I was invincible. I still think I'm somewhat a little bit invincible, but
why am I not surprised?
How about I tell you, you know what's crazy? The biggest thing now for me is health.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me now is health, man, because how about I tell you, so I used to be fucking insanely jacked back in the days.
Me too.
I used to be insanely fucking in shape back in the days. And then I got into a car accident in 2015. And I won't lie to you, bro, I lied about the story. I tried to fucking become a pathological liar because I was trying to get an insurance check. Body didn't cut me fucking zilch. You know what I mean? I didn't get a fucking penny. Man, I thought I was going to come out $1 million. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's got my neck, my back, my neck,
no,
and
but
my
it was
back.
actually I was broken, bro. How about I tell you, I told them my drunk driver cut me off. Anyways, I don't want to fucking snitch myself out too much. But anyways, I rear-ended this dump truck. I was going about 120, bro.
Holy shit.
And I was working taxi, to be honest. I was helping my dad. My dad had a taxi plate for a while.
That, yeah,
then the guy that was working with my father, God bless him, I love that man. His brothers bought a taxi plate, so he went to go work on that, which makes sense. My dad's touching 70, you know?
Yeah.
My dad is the king of all kings, by the way. So
I can listen. If he's anything like you,
fuck,
you gotta get your personality from somewhere.
I can't touch my dad's shoes, bro. What are you talking about? So the crazy part is I was getting off on Bronson exit. I was trying to get the fuck out of here, but it was a construction zone. And it was busy, bro. And I was trying to make my mom's meds money. My mom, God bless her, she's been sick most of her life, you know? So anyways, I'm trying to bolt it back to the airport because that's what we were doing, airport taxi. That was before fucking Blue Line kicked us out. Anyways, I'm like, yo, there's no way I'm staying in this traffic. It's that busy, bro. That's like a $50, $60 fare. I need to make $1,000 in the next day.
Yeah.
So I could pay for the meds. So I said, fuck, I'm going to take a chance. I said, fuck it, I'm going in this construction zone. There was nobody there, bro. That was the crazy part. There was nobody there.
Hold on. You drove through the construction zone?
I didn't give a fuck, my brother. Pylon, no pylon. It was coming over the car. I didn't care.
There were one of those signs that says, like, the fine will double if you go through construction.
Bro, the fine didn't double. It quadrupled, bro. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, yo, I'm going.
You were hitting combos. You know when you're playing the games and you just times 4, times 6.
I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I gotta keep going, bro. This is my younger days. You know, I was a nutbag back in the days. So anyways, I keep going. I didn't give a fuck. So next, out of nowhere, bro, my luck. The wall ended and there was a dump truck that just appeared out of fucking nowhere, bro.
No way.
And I just tried to cut in, but I was kind of like, you know, it's gravel road, so I was kind of swerving. I had no chance, bro. Bang. Fuck in the back of the dump truck. Anyways, I was out cold, bro. Like, I wasn't knocked out or anything like that, but I remember the cop, there was crazy. A cop was coming up on the on-ramp from Kent Street. I was trying to get off at Bronson. I had, like, right there is where I crashed. And a cop saw the whole thing. OPS guy, bro. Shout out to that dude. Solid. The fucking car's on fire. It's crushed into me. I'm fucking dazed, bro. I felt like Mike Tyson jumped out of the steering wheel.
I bet.
Just smoked me right in the face, bro. So I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, yo, Iron Mike is here, you know? Cop is trying to yank on the door, and the car's on fire, and he's freaking out. Ready, the paramedics and everybody's on the way, right? So we didn't know how to get the door open, and I'm getting hot in fucking here. By the way, when an airbag goes off on you, it burns because of that gas, eh? So I'm already on fire. It's getting fucking hot in here, bro. And I have like, I'm like an adrenaline rush times 9,000.
Of course, yeah.
So we're kicking open the door because the thing is when it crushed inwards, it jammed the entire door together, right? So I finally kicked off the door. We run on the other side of the highway. And he's like, holy fuck, man, you all right, you all right? I said, I looked at the car. I said, fuck, man, I just cleaned it too, bro. You know what I mean? I just spent like 4 hours detailing this car, you know? So anyways, the thing is on fucking fire, bro. The guy's like, were you wearing your seatbelt? I said, are you nuts? Why would I be wearing the seatbelt? Because I was a taxi driver. Taxi drivers, normally you're not allowed to wear the seatbelt. Or you can choose not to wear it if you have a passenger. Really? In case the guy gets slick and tries to stab you or do whatever, they can easily exit the vehicle, right? So I said, no. He's like, you're wearing your seatbelt, right? I looked at him like, yeah. He's like, OPP's coming, bro. I'm not the one that's booking you. You know what I mean? It's going to be dealing with OPP. Anyways, I got processed. The paramedics are coming. They're like, yo, we want to test you. I said, bro, leave me the fuck alone. My dad just changed the transmission, just changed the fucking shocks and shit. Yo, he's going to fuck me up, bro. You already know how Arab dads are, right?
You did
I'm shook.
Yusuf, you did shoe. What did you do,
bro? I'm scared shitless, bro. I'm fucking treading on the... My life is hanging in the balance. Yeah. And all I can think of is the beating my dad's going to give me when I get home. I'm like, fuck me, bro. I'm already fucked up. I'm going to catch it twice, you know? So anyways, I call my cousin. I'm stressed. I call my cousin. They're like, go to the hospital. I said, fuck you. Get out of here.
Internal bleeding, concussion.
I'm telling you, yo, go to the hospital. Please look at the vehicle. I said, bro, leave me alone. I'm too stressed right now. Fuck off. I call my cousin SB. Hey, fuck, I miss this guy. I'm like, yo, Subhi. He's like, yeah, man, what happened? I'm like, bro, I just got into a car accident. He's like, bro, I just finished surgery. I'm high as fuck. I said, bro, I need a ride. What are you talking about? Isn't the paramedics there? I said, fuck the paramedics. Come give me a ride, bro. So anyways, he's like, where are you? I tell him where I am. He pulls up. He's like, bro, go to the hospital, man. Look at you. I said, bro, I need to smoke a fucking narghili right now, bro. I need a shisha right now. Are you kidding me? Go to the fucking hospital. Fuck you, man. Take me to the shisha place. Bro, out of nowhere, all I remember waking up and my dad's rubbing my face. Because, bro, he said he saw the car, man. All I feel is this piece of sandpaper just rubbing my face. I'm like, that's my dad's hands. My dad's hands are rough. Rough. It's like diamond tipped, bro. He can shave a fucking rock, bro. Anyways, he starts crying. I'm like, fuck me, bro. He saw the car. I'm like, Dad, I'm sorry. He's like, what do you mean? I thought you died. I'm like, I wish I did, bro. I don't want to fucking get up anyways.
Okay, and you feel fine? Give me 1 second.
This whole story, anyways, I'm going to cut the story short now. The whole point of the story was I wasn't able to feel the minnow SS Johnson for like 3-4 months.
Really?
The
minnow SS Johnson, bro. Come on, you never watch Rush Hour, bro? It's the yacht, the
Holy
boat.
Shit, man.
Come on, Lee. No?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Man.
Jesus.
So that's why I couldn't. That was terrible, man. And then finally, when I was able to stand, bro, I couldn't stand up for more than 2.5 minutes for a solid year and a bit. I couldn't stand for more than 2.5 minutes. So then, you know what? One of the biggest things when you brought that up, I don't know why the fuck I went on that tangent. But
all good, man.
I brought up
a good story.
For me was health. I can finally now go back to the gym, and I just finally started going back to the gym. So
that's good
for me. You know, I agree with you, man. Anybody and everybody number one should be the health. You know,
health. Work on yourself. You know, I like what you said, you know, like education. I watched this TikTok the other day and the guy was saying, you want to be attractive to the market. You want to get paid well. You got to be attractive to the market. How do you become attractive to the market? By educating yourself. Be qualified more than the guy sitting next to you. And that's how you become more attractive. That's how you're going to attract a higher salary. That's how you're going to attract a bigger pay, bigger position. So that's why I started reading. I call it reading books, but it's hearing books.
But you do the audible?
Oh, buddy, I have ADD to the max. Can you see me? I've changed. First of all, I didn't come here with my Napoleon Dynamite look today. Okay.
You should have. You
I
should.
really, and I feel like I get what Kevin Hart's saying when he can't touch the ground. I really do. I really get it now.
And you know, it's funny. I bought these low couches for a reason. You know what I mean? I guess guys like me and Nick, I know sometimes it gets a little flaky, these tables, just like his look, you know, but, you know.
Bro, I'm the exact same way too. Like audio is like bliss, but I can't like sit down and read page by page. No, man. My brain works way too fast for that.
You know what? How about I tell you one of the best book recommendations I ever got? Do you remember ACN? You guys anybody? I used to be part of it when Donald Trump was the speaker.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah. So Donald Trump was the official spokesperson. By the way, Donald Trump is gangster as shit, bro. When I met him backstage.
You met him?
Yeah, man. So I don't want to go on another tangent story. My stories are like hours long.
Bro, I want to hear your stories.
That's what I'm saying. I can literally write, bro. People tell me to write a book. But let's say, so there was an event. Anyways, cut a long story short, I knew this guy, I knew that guy. Get us in here, go over there. Don, thank you very much. And Donald Trump is sitting right there. So anyways, I'm sitting with him. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to pick his brain, bro. You know, the guy's been doing it for X amount of years. Let me pick his brain. So we started having a chat. Donald Trump is a cool fucking person, man. Cool guy, man. We had a great conversation. In the end, he looks at me. He's like, listen, kid, the only difference between me and you is I think bigger than you. And then he recommended me a book. It was called The Magic of Thinking Big by David G. Schwartz. Go read that book. I'm telling you, fucking game changer, man. Game changer.
The magic of big thinking.
Running out of time. Nick, man, listen, I'm fucking grateful that you sent me.
My pleasure, brother.
Mario, if you're watching, man, he did it for you, brother. So if you guys like what you saw today, please smash that thumbs up button, like and subscribe. Richie Rich and my boy Nick.
Thank you very much.
Until next time, guys.
Thanks so much.